Yeah, is which honestly, like it is like the continuity is the biggest anchor of any series.
Oh
It's very
yeah.
hard. The some you know places do it correctly where they hire nerds as they do nothing but watch continuity.
Exactly.
Um,
Like,
some
here's what's all connected in this. Okay, so here's what's all in the Universal Century timeline,
mhm,
and this is what exists here in this timeline over here.
right, yeah. Some people do this, or they just have amazing writers and they all keep it in their head, right? You know, um, only people that comes to mind is Oda. Okay, all right. Now,
Ter-
granted, yeah,
Terry Pratchett.
Terry
This world,
Pratchett,
all of this
fine,
world stuff is all
fine.
connected because I know Rhino is like he's like I appreciate this. Yeah, like, all these interconnected worlds and things that play
Thumbs
off of
up
each
there.
other
Yeah.
to make it work because they actually care about the source material, and they don't just go, we have an idea, we're
Mhm.
just gonna take these characters and put them in the idea.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is, and a lot of the different times, if some of these stories that they have, if they didn't take the baggage of the continuity, it'd be okay.
Right.
Strip it of that and just like, no, if you just go and do your own thing, this is not a bad movie or TV show, but like the continuity is just dragging you down.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Terry Pratchett.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
They did
but when it's done
that
well,
terrible TV
Right.
show adaptation. So
like when it
Right.
is done well, it's amazing. Like it
yeah,
is
like
nuts when you
Agents of
watch.
Shield.
I said good. I said good when they do it good. Like with Doctor Who, when they'll mention something, you end up like, what? And it's like, hold on. You end up
Oh
watching
wait.
some.
Oh, this is
Go
from the
The week,
third
yeah,
Doctor. Why
the
are
week
they
before
bringing up as the
last.
11th?
post up some recorded VHS tape on some convention. Go like, holy smokes!
Yeah, there was a reference to an old
Yeah.
David Tennant episode in the
Mhm.
Well episode this last couple of weeks.
Yep. And I will say the real reason Doctor Who is ratings are in the crappers because no one's on Disney Plus. Okay, not right now. No one's
Ratings not in the crapper. That's the problem. See, everybody keeps
It's-
saying ratings are in the crapper, but it's like Disney Plus says that it's one of the top 5 shows they have. Plus, it's streaming on BBC and there's like 4 different other places it's streaming at. It's like their most it's the BBC's most successful show as far as bringing in money. They're not getting rid of Doctor Who. It's not happening. I don't know what people are smoking because they want things to fail. People like to be haters. It's really annoying sometimes.
It's fun being a hater, but I will say the BBC has sometimes like I gotta put it, a shot this also shoot themselves in the foot when they thought they could get rid of the Jezza and the hamster and Captain Slow and thought it would be okay, but they took a massive financial hit when they lost those 3, whether they want to admit that or not.
What, you didn't like when they put Matt LeBlanc on Top Gun instead?
It's Top Gear for stuff, and
Top
Matt
Gear.
LeBlanc was amazing. It was the other losers that surrounded. Okay, no, not all of them were losers. Matt LeBlanc was like somehow refreshing on it, but it was God, I can't remember this guy's names. You could tell he hated Matt. Like I don't know, either hated it or like he wanted to be the star, and it was just like, dude, no, I don't hate. I hate your reviews. You do not sound cool. We just. It's not what we wanted, right? We like that camaraderie from the original trio, and he didn't have it.
It wasn't so much the camaraderie either. It was the writing of the reviews was very funny.
Yes,
and that was Clarkson. Clarkson was writing that stuff, and he's very good.
Yes,
and you can't replicate that. They did when they did the U.S. show, the U.S. version of the show.
Yeah,
they got a couple comedians who I knew to do this, and they had a pretty good driver. All right, it was good. It was actually not a bad show, but it just couldn't
It wasn't
stack up
so
to them.
Tanner Faust, who I used to respect as a driver, I used to love Tanner Faust, but from the hearing some of the behind the scenes of him on the show, it was like he's a dick in real life. Just a dick.
Surprise.
And he tortured cars. Like a lot of them say, like a lot of people's like, hey, like some of the things were funny, but like he would just destroy cars. He would just destroy some of these cars. It's like some of these are nice cars. We get it, like they're jokes, blah 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 blah. But like this is a nice car, man. What are you doing? You are purposely destroying a very nice car. For no reason.
People could drive this car.
Right. People could drive it or just have it. Or it's like, well, that's the other thing. Like, because the original thing, like, they'll have some of those cheap car challenges, and they'll end up keeping some of them. Like, this is a fun car. I'm keeping this sucker. Or giving it away for someone. I'm like, no, someone else wants it. They love it when the car survives. For some reason, Tanner just loved destroying them.
Terrible.
But no, unhook Doctor Who from Disney Plus. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that it's like
they're renegotiating.
Every time I put it in the search engine, it wants to go to Disney Plus. I don't have a Disney Plus account. I'm not doing it. It's fine. I've got a VPN. It's fine.
Get on BBC through the VPN. We're cool.
Yeah. But like, I hate it. I hate it. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Low Key on the Wheelchairs Networks. My name is Harry, aka the Moving Target, and this should be a fun and interesting episode. I was planning on taking this day off, but been impacted with way too much crap, and I figured if I didn't cancel on it, he would like pull out one of his stamp cards. Like, no, I get this one, and I'm not gonna let him have that.
It's like, all right, if you miss this one, that gives me 10. That means I get to talk about a whole episode. You guys ready to talk about the history of Spider-Man? Didn't think so.
Yeah. Anyways, we're not doing that. Anyways, that laugh you're hearing, that's Vincent. Vincent will go ahead and say hi.
Hey, everyone. I was gathering a bunch of things as after this episode, after last week's episode, there was this rapid fire things that happened. I was like, well, I want to talk about all of this stuff. So here, take these things. We're talking about them eventually.
Yep. And as you can see, at least if those who are watching the video link feed, that apparently Reinhold cashed in some of his Who's Your Meme coins and sitting at the State House.
Yeah, somebody's got to get things back in shape in here. So figured, why not?
That's fine.
So
it is kind of frustrating to know that I had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at $20. Kind of sad realizing that. So
is it
depressing?
Is it sad? Is it sad? It's like honestly, it's like I don't accept Bitcoin. I don't accept it.
Well, I could sell it now for.
Yeah, I'd sell it. But they effed around and became big bank again.
Yeah. It's like it's everything you were supposed to be against. You are now. So why were you bother? We need something now to your fiat now. So we need something else to replace you.
Yeah.
But no, I'm sorry I was not here last week. My body, as happens in my age, just decided to shut down for a few days. So we fall apart. So I had a migraine last week, and then in the middle of the week, I'm on a conference call with a customer, and I had a filling just fly out of my mouth, which was really a lot of fun. So it's been a long week for me.
Well, when Benjamin Franklin put that filling in, it sure lasted a long time.
It did. Put it in with the old timey tin that they had then. It had a lot of the newer stuff.
He melted it with the kite and the key.
Yeah, that's nah, man.
But between his many orgies, obviously.
Note to self: make Reinhold tell the founding of this country, but in POV that he was walking around. It's there. So anyway, it's like John Adams, but it's just Reinhold.
It'd just be like, hey, I was, we were trying to find Franklin, and he was up in some girl's apartment, so we had to drag him out. He also is carrying around the little cane that has the thing in it that you can. So, like when you have problems peeing as an old man, you can catheterize yourself.
Yep. Yep.
Fun times.
It's fine. It's fine.
You see, I'm the one who sold Paul Revere that horse, actually.
Okay. Brian Hill calls in the noise complaint. There's somebody out here being
Somebody
loud.
yelling about redcoats. I'm so annoyed. I'm trying to sleep. I gotta be up early in the morning.
I finally got my invitation to Benjamin Franklin party. I'm so excited.
Cops out here shouting. Oh man. Oh my god. Yeah, man. Finds out like the Boston Tea Party was Brian Hill's idea, but he had different costumes in mind. We're gonna dress up. Anyways, no. All right.
I got there late because I was sleeping in.
You was at the wrong party. They were at a different pub. Everyone else.
Boston. I was in Concord. We're having a tea party there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was the one that showed up. I had chamomile. I don't know what the deal was.
No.
Conversation with the innkeeper. She was very nice.
It's Reinhold's. It's like, finally got me a job as security guard. All I gotta do is watch this boat. No, this is funny. This is funny. No, this is I think like Reinhold writing stories like this POV, like, so anyways, I was trying to there's that one time I met Abraham Lincoln. He stole my seat at the theater. Sack of crap. That was my seat. Anyways,
presidential privilege. Here you have it.
Yeah, but after the last few years of just locking people in prison, I just kind of let them have it.
Yeah, I didn't want to be on the opposite end of that, you know.
Man, I held the door open for a very lovely gentleman when I left, though.
That Southern gentleman had a nice look. He was an actor. I didn't recognize him. He was an actor. He signed my book right before he went in. Got an autograph.
And that's when Reinhold wrote the first security rule: don't hold doors open for people. Okay. All right.
Chivalry was dead.
All right, we have gone off the rails the first way.
I was supposed to be at this party at the White House in 1812, but
1814.
But a bunch of people crashed that party.
Crashed this party. Oh man. All right, we're good. Everyone good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Which one of these many things you want to talk about first?
Oh, man, honestly. All right, so let me hit the spoiler button, but like, so EA, right? I hate this company.
Yeah,
it's in the game, man.
I hate them. I hate them with a passion. Now it's really cool when they do make cool bangers like Split Fiction. I have watched people play Split Fiction. I've been wanting to play it myself, but I can't find anyone who wants to sit in a freaking couch and play it with me. But it is an amazing game. I freaking love this thing, right?
It's like, I don't have anybody. It's me sitting here like, man, I don't want to play Split Fiction. That's bullshit.
I can't find anyone who want to sit on the couch and play Split Fiction on the TV with me, and it is frustrating that it's an EA game.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You know, because it's amazing. I don't know if you haven't watched anyone actually play the game. It is one of those games that you need two people to play. And it tells like this amazing story of these two people who slowly becoming friends, and sapphic bait most of the time. But like the way they use the story and tell the story and then do different mechanics and stuff like that, freaking amazing. So science is kind of crazy and off, but I don't care. I'm having
it's science fiction, of course.
Yeah, I'm having freaking fun.
Man, they also made It Takes Two, which
Mhm.
was about a husband and a wife who got turned into little puppets,
Yeah.
and they're trying to reconcile to be a better parents for their daughter,
Mhm.
which was also a very fun,
Toxic.
interesting game.
Toxic
Yeah.
relationship that they had
Oh
the
yeah.
entire time.
Yeah.
Like it was, I couldn't sit through that one. That's just so toxic. Yeah, toxic. But they also make awful games. You may know them as sports games.
EA Sports.
And
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call them as games. It's just game that they make. Game. It's the same game. Like a lot of people are like, I'm just like, you could probably pick up the old game on the PS3. It's the same dang game. Graphics got a little better, but it's the same dang game.
Yeah. Like, did they get better though? They just
I don't know. I
moved
still
them
can't
over.
play my Tiger Woods. I had Tiger Woods 2007. It was a great game. Now they don't have a golf game worth anything. So.
Oh, so the only golf game worth a damn is golf with your friends. Okay, all right. Or go to VR chat. VR chat golf is a lot of fun. I recommend it. But no, yeah. So they make these amazing banger games once in a while, and then this
Right.
awful trash. And so, but they've got all this money, so why are they? So what's going on over at EA?
So literally the day after we recorded the podcast last week,
Mhm.
EA announced that it's cutting 300 jobs, including basically 100 people out of Respawn, which Respawn is the people that were making a lot of their shooter games. So
Mhm.
Apex Legends, they were working on the Star Wars Jedi open world games that people really liked. They canceled the Titanfall game they were working on, and they're just like, cool. We're just gonna get rid of all of these jobs. Don't worry about it, guys. Yes, I know. We're making a lot of money, but we don't want you guys here.
We appreciate that you helped us make this money,
Yeah.
but you've got to go.
We're gonna cancel all the
Is he-
games that you were making and cut 100 of your jobs.
Was Elon Musk on the board there?
No, EA EA at least makes money. Okay, right. It's not on paper that they make money. They actually make money, unlike the other
They have the
companies.
promise of making money that never shows up, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's very much it came out of nowhere. Like EA has been, because they have had some successful games mixed in with the sports games,
Yeah.
which makes them so much fucking money. People just throw money at these fucking sports games to make their My Ultimate Teams.
Mm-hmm.
And it's disgusting. It's disgusting the level of money they make. They're like, but we're just gonna cut all these other things.
Yeah,
because we don't want it.
I forget which YouTuber said it. Said like it's a gotcha game that you have to buy full price every year.
Yeah, it is.
I was just like, oh my god, it is. That's all it is. It's a
Yeah.
full price gotcha game.
Yeah, for a bunch of sweaty dudes who should kind of play football slightly differently than the other ones.
Yeah.
At least the gotcha games, you get different waifus and husbandos. They actually look different and have distinct different abilities. For the sports game, it's like, well, this quarterback can kind of throw the ball better.
Just saying, yeah, if NetEase made a football game, cheerleaders would be on point. Okay.
Who would need cheerleaders at that point? And they'd make a 5-on-5 football game, and every character has their own abilities and stats.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that chatter, the trash talk chatter from it. Oh man, just
But yeah, like they have the money to do it. They would, but
here's an idea: they could take a 9x9 game team, build one side with orcs, the other side with elves, or humans on one side, or that sort of thing, and just say no rules, just pound and kill each other as much as you want.
Yeah,
call it Bowl Blood.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Or maybe Blood Bowl. Yeah, that's better. I think that sounds good. We should write that down.
That's why you should be. Yeah. That's why we got you around.
Right.
You really know how to capture the name, right?
Perfect.
Yeah. So EA, after making all this money for selling skins and these tokens, they've got all these engineers, artists sitting there just drafted all these things, and what they just get. Look, they got like sticker shy on. Think their like sales are going to go. So they just started cutting people loose now, or they're not thinking people are buying the new consoles.
No, this is what gaming's in this weird spot in which, because we'll get to the consoles here in a second, because that goes hand in hand with this. But gaming's in this weird spot in which all these corporations are making money hand over fist, and because they're making money hand over fist, they are ballooning their budgets for games and be like, oh well, we have to spend $100 million to make a video game because we're making we're making $1 billion, so we have to spend this amount of money to make a video game and put it in development hell forever and then sell it for more money because we put all this money into it. So they've ballooned their budgets, and a lot of these games are mid at best. And when you have a bunch of mid games with a high budget, you have the recipe of this shit ain't working, bro.
Right. Yeah.
And another thing is, what's one of the first things to go when you start hitting into a recession?
Oh, entertainment.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, entertainment. Yeah,
I think there's some preparation going on there too. Just
that's true.
Better position themselves.
Yes, there's potentially a lot of that. A lot of businesses are doing that, because when eggs are $5 a dozen at the store, and I think
that's fake news. You haven't listened to President Trump has said that the price on everything is down now.
I nearly posted this online. I put $260 for the groceries in the back of my RX-8 in the trunk. My tiny little sports car fits boom, $260 for the groceries.
Yeah, but 4090 wasn't part of that, was it?
Yeah, okay. No, it was not a 40. I said $260. Okay. All right. And the two biggest things that were taking up most of the space, is the two cheapest things was water.
But they cut a bunch of their jobs, and we've been seeing the side effects of the COVID boom for the gaming industry.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's kind of where we're at still. Because we're so after post-COVID, where they increased all these jobs and people had a bunch of free time because they weren't going outside, and now they're competing with the market of everything else, and then people having less money to do things.
Yeah.
So they're also on the tail end of that. So when you've had companies that are making record profits, but then also slashing people's jobs to continue to their upward trajectory on their ever-growing record profits.
Yeah. So many different companies. You're right. Are unnecessarily bloomed up because they thought, this is exponential growth, and they keep going, and they kept hiring. Like some of the cuts from Hasbro, has been because of that, because there's like, D&D is going to go up to the moon. Like, well, no, it's got a set ceiling, once the DMs buy all the books, you're out until you get a new edition, there's only so many books you can sell.
Right. It's like, we're going to enter in this virtual tabletop market. And then people were like, all my shit's in Roll20 though already, though. Get fucked.
Yeah. Merch stuff is Roll20. I've got Tabletop Simulator, VR chats right there. What do you do besides vendor locking me in?
But
and then want me to sign a service agreement so you steal all my ideas and stuff, everything I create here.
Yeah. So there's no reason.
Well, there's it's not no reason. Roll20 or they have some issues.
Roll20 does have issues. I've been with Roll20 for a while. Seen the crashes. It sucks.
Well, it's not the crash. It's wasn't there a bit of a controversy a few years ago with some online posting some people were doing from that company that was getting them canceled?
canceled? I don't remember.
Shoulder shrug.
Oh, okay. There was accusations of a bunch of racism stuff. People got fired. I don't know. I had to go back and look and see for sure, but I remember there was a whole mixed dust up about it. That's why some competitors started jumping into the fray. Not obviously D&D, or TSR, but some other people were jumping in to try to offer the same service.
Yeah, and there are some other options, but the people fall back to the median of Roll20 because they've already been using it and they have all their stuff in it, especially if somebody's been spending a lot of time building a world and they have a whole campaign set into it. They're always going to come back to Roll20.
Right.
Yeah, we were using it for when Paul and I were with another streamer, a friend of mine who we were doing a game. We were using Roll20. It was about a year we played that campaign. So
yeah, producer Paul uses his derpy character for a lot of things. Derpy artwork for his character for a lot of things for a while.
Some of those episodes can still be found on YouTube.
Somebody's channel. I'll link it later.
We will not be linking that later.
You just showed us.
But as we're stating, because of the prices and stuff and profits year over year, we can shift to the other big announcement that happened by Xbox.
No,
on May the 1st.
Okay,
it was the Thursday. They decided that they were going to raise all of their prices for all of their gaming things effective immediately. So even going so far as, so you have the Xbox Series S, right? Let's see. When was the Series S released? Right?
It's like 2 years ago.
Series S? No. The Series S was 2020.
Yes, like 2 years ago.
So this console came out 5 years ago. It was $29.99, and they increased it to $379.99 for a console that's 5 years old.
Where's that made at?
I don't know.
It's probably Taiwan.
It's Microsoft, so
yeah, it's probably Taiwan.
So
sure, it's not in the other one where all the tariffs are hitting.
What, West Taiwan?
And here's the other thing: that price jump wasn't even for a terabyte memory. It was 512 megabyte memory for almost $400. The terabyte one is $429.99. And then you have the Series X, right? The newer one went from $49.99 to $59.99. $599.99.
It's weird to me that it's insane that we're spending that much money on a console and then realizing that, oh, that's about a third of the price of a new phone.
Yeah, I don't get phone people either.
Yeah, I don't buy phones like that either.
I get my phone through work. I pay a little bit of extra off the top of it. They pay most of the price, so it's not a big deal to me. But
yeah,
my wife has a phone, and we go get the cheapy $100 things. I don't pay like how much an iPhone costs now. It's like $1,600 or something.
Yeah,
and they're talking about raising the prices because the tariffs to over 22.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because like you can get an iPad for what, $400.
That's dumb.
Like I said, like a lot of people are like, man, why you get that cheap phone? I bought the cheapest Android I can get with security updates. So you put security updates on, and I just use it to call or text people. That's what I use this for. I don't need it to be. I'm like, but $2,000 for a laptop? Yeah, I'll spend $2,000 on a laptop. Right. I don't care.
My phone isn't my everything.
Right. Yeah, my phone's not my everything. But you've got all this functionality. I can buy an iPad. Games are great on
the
an iPad.
consoles, the consoles can't make phone calls and can't. I mean,
Right.
there's a time when they were trying to make the console be able to do some like video phone stuff and connecting to Facebook, so you can do your social media on it and everything else.
Skype's
All
dead.
of that was so crappy.
Yeah, Skype did that.
Skype's dead.
Yeah, but is the Connect dead? Really?
The Connect, yeah.
It's weird to see people use it though.
The Connect is dead, but the Switch 2 is trying to bring it back.
Yeah,
It's fine. They're trying to bring it back.
I sat there and like watched my friend like wave and talk to their Xbox and do things. I'm like, I have
maybe Microsoft was just once again ahead of the game. They just
no, or just
they introduced a good idea like they did with their phones. They introduced these tiles and things like that everybody started copying, and now they're out of business. But on that, and everybody stole all the good ideas that they had.
Well, to be fair, before the Connect, before the Connect, the PS2 had the PlayStation Eye, which was before the Connect entirely. So the PS2
the eye
had
toy
that shit before that.
God, the eye
was
toy.
it like a triangle with a hole?
No, it's like a little like webcam.
It was a cam.
And you sit there and like it was a lot of fun.
So the PS2 had it before the Connect did. The Connect tried to push it extra hard, and the PS2 was just like, "Oh yeah, here's something else. Whatever. It's a PS2. We play like 100 million games."
Remember, I was watching my nephew, and he loved that freaking toy game. It's like, he goes like, "What are you doing?" Like, he's washing the windows. Oh, that game? Yeah. I can't get him to wash real windows, but that game, all day.
It's fun.
All day.
And then I didn't even get to the highest price increase for these Xbox consoles. The Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Edition that was $599.99 is now $729.99.
All right. Now I'm an old man. Back in my day, when the consoles get to a certain age, they announce a price decrease as they look forward to the newer consoles coming out.
No. All price go up. All price go up. all price go up.
And they're wondering why Gen Z is buying older consoles.
Right. Or they're buying PCs.
Yeah, gaming PCs, and wondering why. It's like,
but don't worry. Your wireless controllers are $70.
Yeah, $70 I saw that. And I really wish I didn't take these out of the box. I could just I'm a fool. Should have left them in the box.
and you see, the other thing is that they announced that a bunch of first-party Microsoft games are going to be $80. Because Nintendo broke the seal. It's like, well, not all of them. It's based on quality.
So yeah, GTA 6 could be 160, right?
Oh, don't worry. GTA 6 got pushed back to next year. It got pushed back another year. It was supposed to come out this year. They're like, no, it ain't ready yet. It's not ready yet. Push it back.
GTA 5 still making bank. Still making bank. Still people are still downloading it. They just enhanced it, I felt like re-downloading GTA 5 anyways and play through at least a little bit more. Yeah, but it is just I don't know. It's the world we just live in now, right? Like things are just gonna go up price.
Right. They're just taking what it was before, and they're just like, all right, we're just gonna move it, deal with it. What
are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna touch it.
Right.
Cool. You see this game over here? This game, Expedition 33, that dropped for $50. That is arguably game of the year from a small French team. It's a beautiful turn-based RPG that has a lower budget than your bullshit. That's probably gonna win game of the year. The other game that people are talking about as game of the year is Oblivion Remake, which is just done by a bunch of people who wanted to play Oblivion again, but it to look pretty. It's just like, you guys are putting all your eggs in this basket that's bound to crumble.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Where like people are willing to pay good price for a game, but there is an upper limit, and you can't I think like EA, and a lot of the other games have to forget that the thing that makes the money is the people who enjoy their games. But
Right.
and I don't know, it's entertainment for us, right? And we, there's only so many different gamers. There's only so much time to play. There's only so many games you can play. So everyone's just going to be subjective,
Right. Everybody's
Uh,
gonna have their one game that they play.
yeah, like
That
to be
usually
perfectly
happens a
honest,
lot.
it's like I was like I forget what like statistic was out there. Like some people are still rocking the PS4. They're still on the PS4.
Mhm.
They have not upgraded the PS5 yet.
I have a PS4.
Yeah,
I don't have a PS5 either.
yeah, they're not upgrading. They don't plan on upgrading. They just keep buying PS4 games. And they're perfectly fine with it. Because one, when they did want to go up to the PS5, they couldn't find it, and the price was outrageous. And now they're just like, you know what? They got off that train, that upgrade path, and a lot of them are like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Just like me.
What
Like
happened with me?
with
I had a
GPUs.
360. Yeah, I had the 360, and it came out the Xbox One. The one, I'm like, why?
Yep.
It's
Right. The
it's too
360 has some
much, and it's
banger
not
games.
really. I can
Mhm.
still play stuff. I mean, now I can play everything on my Game Pass that I had on my Xbox 360. So I'm like, why even bother even booting it up now?
By the way, the reason I bring up Expedition 33, it sold 1 million copies while still being on Game Pass. So like, not only did people get it for free on Game Pass, it still sold 1 million copies.
They're like, I want this after this month.
Yeah, it's like, this game is good. I like this game. I
Mhm.
like turn-based RPGs, an interesting fantasy world.
Right. Like for a minute there, I was always like worried about like gaming in the future, but like it does show that the game developers out there that see it as an art form and freaking love it will always develop games,
Right.
and put them out there. I think the hardest issue is like the publishing games, especially for consoles, because of all the different hoops and crap they have to sit up for versus PC. They're like, you know what? The hoops are generally easier to get something to run on just the x86, board. So
Yeah. Plus, Steam gives you so many tools as a developer to get their stuff on their platform.
Yep.
So it's like, you want multiplayer, they got add-ins that make it work, and you use it through Steam. It's like, oh, that's so much easier than trying to develop all the stuff yourself.
Right. If you just connect and go, all right, cool. There's this and this and this, and we can move on from here.
Yep. Which does, break when you're not in Steam, but yes, yeah, we can understand. Yeah, it's
But
Yeah, are they as good on Xbox or on PlayStation and helping the developers develop stuff on there? I mean, Microsoft used to be really big on for developers, but that kind of went away after the Balmer developer speech, right?
yeah, a lot of those teams seem to just kind of let things happen unless it's very specific things. So like Nintendo makes sense because they have a very small group of developers and people that they trust with their things. And then the one time they were like, we're gonna have somebody else do Metroid Prime 3. That game got pushed back 10 fucking years and given to a completely different company that they did trust to remake the entire game. So
I mean, Microsoft used to have a developer conference every year, and that kind of went away. Now it's called Build, but it's not really developers anymore. It's not a lot of development going on. Now it's a lot of AI and Tenable and things like that, but it's more, getting their server products out there and getting them sold too. So,
well, obviously.
But they used to be really big on giving developers tools to do things, and still their IDE is probably one of the better, programming development platforms there is, but still people use it to code Apple products now.
Yeah. But yeah, we have to thank Nintendo for putting the $80 games in the zeitgeist. And then Microsoft did not wait. They didn't wait for that console to come out. They're like, oh, we could do that now? Done. Press the button. Moving on. Absolutely.
Yep.
Because of course. But since Reinhold did bring up AI, we can transition back to the other story here. So,
what did AI do now?
there was a situation that happened on Reddit.
Okay.
There is a Reddit board called Reddit r/change my mind. It's a forum. The whole
Mhm.
point is that you're supposed to interact with people and have them talk to you and to convince you to change your opinion on something just based on just communicating with somebody else.
Mhm.
And then it turns out um, they found that there was uh, this subreddit were participants
Mhm.
in a study done by people at the University of Zurich,
Ooh.
um, where they built a bunch of AI personalities,
Mhm.
put them on the board, didn't tell anybody, and yet the AI tried to convince and change people's minds. Uh, and once people figured out they was AI,
Yeah.
they Reddit lost their fucking mind and
Mhm.
started trying to take care of it and get rid of all the AI elements of it.
Mhm.
But a lot of it came to a lot of different issues because of some of the AI personalities that they programmed to
Mhm.
communicate, including uh, um, a male uh, SA victim and survivor, a trauma counselor, and a black man who disagreed with the Black Lives Matter movement. Specifically, very some of these things are very polarizing personalities that they program these AIs to do. They have over 34 accounts that was in the subreddit. And then they got figured out that this is happening because it was against the rules to have AI in the subreddit. They
Mhm.
specifically tried to weed out AI, So
Mhm.
us you can assume that it's AI, that most of it's not AI. There's probably some that slip through the cracks because, of course,
Yeah.
internet theory, AI's all over the place. So it ran for like 4 months with nobody knowing,
Mhm.
and then once they figured it out, they immediately reached out to the University of Zurich,
Mhm.
and when they reached out to the school is basically their ethics board stated that they basically gave them a warning because they can't like prevent them from doing this about what they did.
Right.
And the thing that makes this even more ridiculous is because since these are all unwilling participants,
Mhm.
um, they broke Swiss laws
Oh.
by doing this. Uh, the quote here is this is from a science.org article about it.
Mhm.
Um, they have broken several Swiss laws. Uh, it is not it's not health research, therefore it doesn't fall under the specific legislation in Switzerland that governs research in humans. But the
Mhm.
Swiss constitution requires informed consent for all research, and data protection laws also require consent for personal data to be gathered or used to build a profile. There is no entitlement to use someone for research; it's a privilege. That's a
Oh.
part of their laws.
It's a
They
great
can't
law to have. We should
do
have
that.
that. We should have that.
and then and then it actually
Right.
this goes on because they actually talked to somebody else
Mhm.
at the University of Zurich that wasn't a part of this team, who um, studied misinformation and social media uh, in the University of Zurich. Notes that that people aren't very good at accurately reporting whether their beliefs are changed. So using the awards in the subreddit is a poor measure of persuasion. Uh, they also pointed out that half the posts contained that contained the AI generated comments were deleted for unknown reasons.
Hmm.
And it's very weird to have basically half of your data go missing after the treatment. That really prevents casual inferences. So basically they created this AI bot to do a social experiment to see how easily people are persuaded by AI by creating fake people who made up fake events in order to manipulate people into believing what they were saying and using this bullshit Reddit award system to show
Right.
that they succeeded in changing somebody's mind, which went against the law of their country.
Okay. So they used AI
Yep.
to change people by drafting stories that touched a human being. So like, oh man, it's terrible that happened to you. And then as proof that this is working, I got upvotes and
Yeah.
rewards.
Yeah. 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 The upvote said that I was right, and
I've,
that they
I've,
changed their mind.
I've got upvotes. Doesn't mean I'm always right.
Right? And it's like, how do you prove that the awards on that channel actually changes somebody's mind?
Exactly.
There's no way to actually prove any of that.
Oh god, so garbage.
So they went out of their way to break their country's constitutional laws
Mm-hmm.
for a research that is so bunk
Mm-hmm.
that they can't use it anywhere.
Research. You couldn't even use it. The sample size is too small, anyways.
Right? Like,
Just sounds like someone wanted to manipulate people and use the thing as a research as a smokescreen, or it was like, oh, it's just a joke, y'all. It's just a joke. Oh, just a research paper. It's just a research paper.
I'm just proving that AI is really persuasive. Duh, it's just what it is. And them just having an AI who you've purposely built
Mm-hmm.
to have the identity of somebody who is a victim of childhood SA, and having them discuss it
Mm-hmm.
as if them and other people
Mm-hmm.
were affected by this,
Yeah.
and it happened to them by this teacher, and that people didn't believe them,
Mm-hmm.
is so fucked.
Oh,
It is so
that's
disgusting.
messed up. That is.
It is
messed
so
up.
disgusting.
It's kind of messed up.
And because you've basically doing the most generic way of manipulating people's emotions by pulling the most darkest, depraved, worst thing that people know of on the internet and just throw it on there. Right? It's the same shit when there's a bunch of YouTube channels that make fake versions of America's Got Talent, and they use AI starving African children to sing for them, and they get their gold buzzer because it's like, what is wrong with you people?
Yeah. Oof. I remember the the OF models that were using the filters to make it look like they had what's the word?
That they were
they
were packing something extra.
Yeah, packing something extra or not packing something extra or missing chromosomes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're purposely manipulating
people
to get people to spend more money.
Correct. Yep. Which is yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and like purposely picking or like saying if you're a trauma counselor and having an AI who just has general idea of what trauma is without any lived experience or understanding, and like this AI is going to tell you the book definition of what trauma is and why you shouldn't feel bad about this thing. It's like, bruh.
As it pulls from whatever textbook that it gets the trauma from. Oh god. Oof, gross. But it's awful, like, because like, with Dead and Third, like there's more bots than anything out there in the world. It just show you that genuine personal communication with people is gonna be harder and harder and harder.
Right, and whatever you do find it is gonna get a latch onto it no matter how it is that you find it. But the fact that they're willing to just let the AI people are willing to just put AI in the wild like that and as the most terrible versions of that they could think of.
Yeah.
It's so messed up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm guessing the federal government probably has it out there too, going out there in the Discord servers, just trying to get people to talk or talk about their, migration status. So,
I mean, yeah, there's probably plenty of that. But it's all over the place. Like, there's bunches of stories on Reddit that are obviously gambling ads, and they're gambling ads because they say a site by name and say how they won so much money on this, but it led to this negative thing.
God, freaking gambling ads are
So
gambling.
they're making gambling ads for whatever
Like,
thing that they want to do.
I don't know. Yeah. My main thing with gambling, I think I was sold on the lie that the companies would be, no, we can tell, with the data, we can tell that people has a problem. And they can. They just
Yeah,
don't kick them
they
out.
can. Yeah, they can tell if they have a problem. They apply them with more drinks.
But more drinks, coupons, ads,
cards.
notifications. Notifications is like, wow, this person's clearly has a gambling issue. To spent 1/3 of their entire yearly salary. Send them a coupon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Coupon. He checks his phone at noon because this is when he poops. Cool. Send him a notification.
Absolutely. Every time. Every time.
Bing, bing. Parlays, man. You just parlays.
Yeah. Push ad. Push notification.
Yep.
What? It's his lunch break. Push notification.
Push it. Yeah.
God. He got his check today. Push notification.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh God. So awful. Awful they do, out there to the people. But yeah. Speaking of awful.
So I mean that's a solid transition into the MCU.
Oh God, the trash CU.
Okay.
Why is it still going on, CU? Okay.
Because money, but perceived money.
Hopefully Galactus eats it all, but
perceived money.
So the fake Thunderbolts.
So Thunderbolts movie came out over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it had a lower opening weekend than Captain America: Brave New World.
Okay, that's not bad though, right? Because everyone loved Captain America, right? Captain America 3 was gangbusters, and 2, woo! So be less than 2 and 3. Come on, that's awesome.
Whoa! How dare you? It debuted at 76 million, which is only 1 million more than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It did 76 million the first hour. Amazing. MCU is back.
Weekend.
MCU is back.
Sir.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Weekend. While Brave New World made like 86 or something. Mind you, this movie was 180 million to make.
How did it cost that much to? No one really had superpowers except like Ghost.
CG.
They should have. They never should put Ghost in it. That movie was so much cheaper. You're gonna just metal arm Bucky in combat. Cheap movie.
Don't you understand? You CG fight scenes.
No.
Normal people who fight. Well, you don't want to see them get hurt, so we CG them getting knocked around. Obviously, don't you know? So, for the Thunderbolts, it's in a very interesting spot because the best way I can explain this is that I had a coworker come up to me after they saw the movie. They're like, "Oh my God, it's great!" Blah blah blah. I was like, is the movie good because it's good on its own merits or because everything before it was bad? And they looked at me and go, I think you might be right. because they were like, yeah, I've been scaling at the screen and how bad these other movies were. I think you might be right.
Oh, man.
So if you look on up about stuff about Thunderbolts, it has like a really high fan rating on Rotten Tomatoes. People are constantly saying, "Oh, it's a return to form. We're back.
Yeah."
And I feel like a lot of it comes from the simple fact that it did several things competently, which created created people to to believe it's significantly better than it is. So it has like a through line. It has a theme, and it has a through line, and it actually has something that they want to touch on that is deeper than just action fight scene.
That's an improvement.
Because like their theme of the movie is like depression, and they're dealing with depression and like mental illness.
Okay.
They like cover it as like the most surface level as possible.
Mhm.
And if you think more than like 5 minutes on some of the stuff that they're trying to say, it just doesn't work
Okay.
with what they're trying to say. Because because there's a character, Bob, who until we get to the spoiler part, I'll just be vague on him. Like his whole thing is about him basically being mentally ill. And why him being mentally ill does what it does for him in the movie. And it also feels like a lot of people didn't go back and watch any of the other movies that these characters were in or their shows, because in the movie a lot of their personalities are completely different than the last time we saw them.
Oh, so the writers didn't watch those.
Oh no. Characters' personalities are completely different than what they were beforehand.
I was thinking like, oh, the audience. Oh no, I was like, how do they control that?
And then there's things that happened in the universe that they ignored to make this movie happen, because Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the main villain. She's technically the main villain. She's been around in the MCU because she was in Black Wakanda Forever. She was married to Martin Short's character for whatever reason.
Yeah.
She was in the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. She's been around, and she's the head of the CIA.
Yes. Yeah.
And they make her dumber than a bag of hammers. There is a point where she's in a limo with the Red Guardian, who's the driver.
Okay.
And makes statements about CIA business to this limo that they rented. The head of the CIA rented a random limo.
Honestly, that's very believable.
Yeah, I kind of buy that.
I buy that actually.
Now.
Yeah.
So he's on the group chat.
They were
now.
Hey, you're right. Yeah. 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I'd be like, "Oh, dude, that's ridiculous."
Right,
now, Tuesday.
Oh, man, true.
Tuesday.
They got signal replacement. They got hacked already. It's fine. But then also, like, Ghost, like the last movie she was in, she was dealing with the fact that she was dying because the quantum particles are ripping her apart.
Yes.
And she was actually being cared for by Lawrence Fishburne's character, and the fact that the reason Ant-Man was in the quantum realm because he was getting particles to bring her back to normal.
Yes.
And she's just an assassin in this one. But she's not just an assassin, she's an assassin, but they also changed her personality to just make her like a socially awkward person for no reason. So she'll do like a thing where they tell her to do something, she starts to ramble and go nowhere, and then they have her do something, and there's like, is she gonna come back? And she comes back and she makes up a bullshit reason why she came back. Instead of like, yeah. Yeah.
Like Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp 2.
Yes.
They were just beating the snots out of them.
She was going to kill Janet to take her particles for her to live.
Okay. All right. That's fine. This is fine. That's fine. 2 characters.
And the last time we saw Black Widow's sister, I can't remember her name.
Black Widow.
She's the main character. She's the main character of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Mind you, in a group movie, she's the main character. The last time we saw her, she was in Hawkeye.
Yes.
And she found out that Julia Louis-Dreyfus lied to her.
Yeah.
And manipulated her to go after Hawkeye and Kate Bishop.
Yes. Correct.
And she had a good relationship with the Red Guardian. She was very happy and positive. The movie literally starts with her stating that she has depression and like jumping off the side of a building, and when she pulls a parachute to start her mission,
Yeah.
and she's still working for Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
What?
Right?
Why did she have depression? She was sitting all happy-go-lucky in Hawkeye.
She has depression now, and that's part of the
That's
theme
fine.
that she
Trauma,
has depression.
trauma
She has
affects
depression.
people.
By the way, she always calls the original Black Widow my sister. They never call her Natasha.
Yeah.
Or bring her up by name at all. Or even show any semblance of her in the entire movie. Mind you, 3 characters in this movie came from her solo movie. Her solo, they don't mention Natasha Romanoff at all.
At all. It's okay. It's okay. It's perfectly fine.
And like,
it's just a snap. You just don't talk about people who aren't there.
And like Bucky's all over the advertisement. He's barely in the movie. He's a senator. He's a senator for no reason.
That's cool. Him being a senator, cool.
He does nothing with it, and then immediately stops being a senator by the end of the movie.
What's the point then? What's the point?
There isn't one.
Chekhov's senator, okay?
Yeah. Right, but like the reason a lot of people like the movie is because they have a lot of good actors playing the roles like they actually care. Right? The person that's playing, Black Widow's sister is a good actor.
Yeah.
David Arbor chews all the scenery, and then you have Sebastian Stan that doesn't give a fuck. This man is phoning it in the hardest. People watching the stream, there is a clip of him advertising Marvel Rivals where they put a skin that looks like Sebastian Stan in the game, and he sounds like he's the boredest he has ever been in his entire fucking life.
Again.
he sounds like he sounds like this was a part of his contract and he never wanted to be here ever again.
Well, yeah. Well, he got cucked out of being Captain America. Okay.
Yeah.
He should have been Captain America. Okay. I don't understand why we couldn't just get a solo Falcon movie. I don't know why we had to make him Captain America. That makes no sense. Also, don't understand why he does, because some of the fight scenes I kept looking at go like, wait a minute, wait. Some of this doesn't make any sense because of the people in this room, Taskmaster doesn't have super soldier serum, just really good at fighting. Or she. And then we've got Red Guardian, who's got generic, crappy Walmart grade super soldier.
Right. Then you have U.S. Agent who has the super soldier serum.
Correct.
I don't understand what they have against John Walker. I need you to really understand who this character is, right? In this movie, they treat him like the jock asshole that is overcompensating for everything. They make fun of him having a military helmet on as his part of his costume. They make fun of his helmet.
Yeah.
The reason he was selected to be Captain America in Falcon and Winter Soldier, is because when he was in the military, it is stated that he jumped on 4 grenades with his helmet.
Nice.
And has 3 medals of honor.
Oh, wow.
Which is something that you can't do in real life because they banned it. You can only get 2. Yeah. Meaning that he did something so spectacular that he got a 3rd medal of honor. And they want you to hate this man. And they want you They want you to believe that he's not this hero who's going out of his way to do everything right.
Yeah.
That he watched his... You can't even get... Yeah. Yeah, no, you can't.
Can't even get a second anymore? I don't get it. Oh,
He's
okay.
the
Okay.
second Medal
Okay.
of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Because
so he has 3 medals of honor. He jumped on 4 grenades with his helmet. So them making fun of him wearing a military helmet because he used it in war time
Right.
in the military as a symbol of his bravery,
Mhm.
and they make fun of it.
Yep.
When he was in the reason they call him a villain is
Mhm.
because in Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Mhm.
the villains are these people who have black market super soldier serum.
Mhm.
And the guy
Yeah.
kills his best friend in combat while they're dealing with these super soldiers.
Mhm.
And this guy who is a super soldier, who is a clear and imminent threat, he
Mhm.
hits him with the shield in a way that Cap has done many, many times,
Yeah.
and that kills the guy. And they put like blood on the shield. He killed a guy, and that's why he's not allowed to be Captain America. Because he killed a terrorist who was a clear and imminent threat.
I'm sorry. I'm sure. I am so sure that Captain America has killed many Nazis. Okay.
Yes. Bucky killed JFK.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's true.
In canon, he assassinated JFK.
Yeah.
They let him be a senator. And this guy kills a terrorist. He's like, he's evil now. That's why Winter Soldier and Falcon have to beat him up, break his arm, and steal the shield.
Yeah.
And then they take everything away from him because he killed a terrorist.
Mhm.
He got dishonorably discharged. They took his pension, all of his everything.
Iscali says, look, we need more senators willing to shoot their shot. Yeah.
And when after they took everything, he made himself his own shield.
Yeah.
And on the inside of the shield, he welded his 3 medals of honor to show him to basically put in his head that this is what he's fighting for, to help people.
That's awesome.
And in the show, there's a point where the villain is either going to get away or he has to stop a truck full of innocent people from falling off a bridge.
Yeah.
He drops the shield, turns his back to the people, to the villain, to save the people. He's the villain, mind you. This is a character that they literally make in this movie. They basically have him have a point where he yells at somebody saying, "Don't you know who I am?" Like with an ego, and like bring into question his military ability.
Yeah.
3 medals of honor. Fuck off.
So they just really just hate this guy.
Yeah, and they just go out of their way to make him as miserable as possible for no reason. The reason he even joined with Julie Louis-Dreyfus's character is because she was giving him an option to still be a hero.
That makes sense.
Right. So, but now he's an egotistical asshole who doesn't really even know military stuff, and everybody talks down to him. Ghost and Black Widow's sister chastise him for killing the terrorist. 2 murderous assassins.
All the bodies that she did with the red room. Okay.
Yes.
And then goes, you trying to kill people, just save your own fucking life. We
They chastise him. And
then there's fucking Taskmaster. You also Red Room, Red Guardian. You fought for the freaking Soviets. Come on here. The only good person there is him.
So needs to say that like the through line of depression and some of the acting, there's some actually really well done scenes. So that I feel like that's why people have been enjoying it, because they let the actors actually act.
Okay.
Which changed
Give you
it.
that.
Right.
Give you that.
And then now I'm gonna just put the spoiler up, because we're gonna talk about 2 characters that I barely talked about.
All right, guys. All right. It's gonna get spoiled. If you
So
do want to see this awful,
dies. Taskmaster gets 1 line of dialogue and like a minute in the movie and is shot in the head. and killed instantly. Done. Removed from the movie.
Well, I don't really liked her anyways.
No. But if you think about who this character was, based on the Black Widow movie, a girl at 5 years old is brainwashed by her dad to be a merciless killer.
Yep.
When she's finally broken free of her brainwashing, instead of living a normal life, she still became an assassin and then died.
Which sucks is because like it's Taskmaster. Like it would have been neat. It was like she dodged out of the way like Spider-Man. Like,
right.
What?
Or if they just
shoot me,
made her a different character, because
right.
like it's interesting to and like
or like had her working with Bucky as a senator, working on different things, and just got hit in the crossfire. Like, I'll suit up one last time with you, help you out real quick.
Right, because you actually make a character about it. But no, they made her still be a mercenary working for Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Dies in 2 minutes, and Black Widow's sister has barely any reaction about this. Somebody that she's basically known for most of her life, who she also knows is brainwashed and brain controlled.
Right.
And has no real sympathy to this person that just got shot in the fucking head in front of her.
She should. She freaking should, because that could have been you. That could have been you. That could have been you.
Especially when they have flashbacks to her in the Red Room and dealing with the negative aspects of the Red Room that she's traumatized by. And there's posters of her of Taskmaster saying this is what a Thunderbolt looks like. She doesn't even know what that is. she didn't live long enough to even know what a Thunderbolt is. They killed her instantly. And it's like, we get it. They're trying to clear house to bring in like the real Taskmaster at some point. Probably.
Are they? What's the point? What's the point?
But and then you have Bob, who is the Sentry.
Yeah.
For the comic books, who turns into the Void.
Yay.
So Bob is a very weird character in this movie. Does like the actor does a good job of being an actor.
Yeah.
But he is just kind of there, and then you kind of get hints that he has these powers, and then so like the whole first like almost first hour of the movie, they're in this fucking vault because like they were sent to kill each other in this vault by Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Okay.
And in the fight that the four characters are having, U.S. agent throws his shield, and his shield hits a table in a way that makes no fucking sense for it to hit a crate to open up the sarcophagus to let Bob out. So a plot contrivance, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
Plot contrivance. They needed him out. They needed a way, and they wanted to make it an accident.
And side note, this room is actually like a sealed room that is an incinerator.
Yeah.
But there's a countdown timer on the inside to let them know how long they have before they die.
Well, yeah, you have to. OSHA standards.
and it's not even an automatic. She has to have somebody press the button to start it. But yeah, whatever.
CIA is dumb.
But Bob is a character that's a part of the Century Project, which is the government making more super soldiers, right? And they experiment on him, and like he's just a regular guy that at one point he gets like riddled full of bullets.
Yeah.
After touching Black Widow's sister and U.S. agent to have them relive a traumatic memory. He gets riddled with bullets. He stands up, flies in the air, comes crashing down, and then is taken by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. They have one scene together.
Yeah.
Where they talk. Then you have one scene of him kind of getting his powers. And then boom, he's Century. And they're going with this concept that he has delusions of grandeur.
Okay.
And that's why he doesn't listened to any of the other characters that pulled him out of sarcophagus, talked to him, got to know him,
Mhm.
and that he has these delusions of grandeur,
Mhm.
and then about him being such an amazing superhero, but you get no arc of how he actually learned any of these powers. He's just better than everybody else here because they said that he is super powerful, invulnerable, has like heat vision, telepathy. He has
Mhm.
like basically everything.
Yeah, he's everything. Yeah.
But they also figured out a way to put a kill switch in his brain, which doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
Okay. The kill
But
switch.
they also openly state that Bob has mental illness.
Mhm.
And the reason that the Century Project didn't go according to plan is because he has mental illness. And that when he beats all the Thunderbolts, he basically tells Julia Louis-Dreyfus to fuck off. And then
Mhm.
her assistant hits the shutdown button that shuts him
Yeah.
down.
Mhm.
And then when his brain's not working, when he's unconscious, well, the rest of his mental illness kicks in, and then the darkness overtakes him and he becomes the void. So meaning that if you have mental illness is the reason why everything is bad for him.
Mm.
And they also the US government has the ability to make a super soldier that is basically a god. Even better than Thor
The
or Hulk
Abomination.
or
The
Abomination,
Abomination. Yeah.
or even more powerful than the Hulk pills
Yeah.
or any of that. That they just can make this.
Are they solving cancer in this world?
No. But and then like they do a whole thing where he becomes the void and he starts turning people into shadows on the ground and basically take
Yeah.
them into the void dimension where they have to relive their worst memories and re-experience all their worst experiences
So
all
like,
over Manhattan, covered entire Manhattan. And the only people that could deal with him are the Thunderbolts, who they try to have a poignant conversation about depression and him dealing with the childhood trauma and the things he dealt with, why he had the void inside of him, whatever.
Okay. All right.
it's basically Loki 2 and the Timekeepers have that
Yeah.
ability to put somebody into a.
All right.
Mhm.
So this huge void dimension is going over Manhattan, right? What's the rest of the world doing?
Oh no one says anything.
Sit there at Wakanda.
So,
What? Oh, they ain't here.
oh man, I
What
wonder
about the Titans?
what
Yeah.
Mayor Kingpin thinks about this. So they do this whole thing where they have try to have a poignant concept of depression and how to deal with it, and the themes that when you have depression you have to like keep fighting no matter what, right?
Mm-hmm.
And try to work through it, and they get to the point where Bob is fighting the void, and then the movie goes, well, you're not supposed to fight him. Well, fighting him is bad. Yes,
Okay.
we know that said fighting depression is good,
Mm-hmm.
but fighting the void is bad. So it's actually all the Thunderbolts hugging him, including Bucky, who met him 0 times as Bob.
Hit it with the
The power of friendship.
friendship.
Yes.
Hit it with the elements of harmony.
Yeah.
Who's trying to tell me? They hit it with the elements of harmony.
They beat the void with the power of friendship.
Oh my god!
And then
Where's
Bob
Pinky
wakes
at in
up
this movie?
and
There's laughter.
he doesn't remember any of the actual dealing with emotional trauma that they built and worked with him through. He doesn't remember any of it.
See that?
So it was pointless.
That would have been neat as a second movie. And they in the first movie, this Bob person was with them for the whole movie, and they became best of friends.
Right.
And then something bad happened in between the first and second movie, and he flipped out.
Right. And then the void everybody just came back to where they were, which, to be honest, some people definitely died because he turned people out of the air when they were in a helicopter, and the helicopter fell, and then there is nothing for them to go back into. So they definitely died. And
Definitely died.
a lot of people relive their worst experiences ever.
Mhm.
So I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah. So some of those people are going to die or have terrible lives now.
Oh yeah. And then they all
Or they'll
wake
just magically in the next movie be fine,
up,
like
all
nothing
in New
ever
York.
happened.
Yeah.
So they wake up and they see Julia Louis-Dreyfus. They follow her,
Mhm.
and then they follow her past these curtains, and there's just a bunch of cameras and paparazzi.
Okay.
And Julia Louis-Dreyfus goes, "The new Avengers," and they all just look at her and go, "We own you," and they accept it. This person that tried to murder all of them, the cope that people were saying that Bucky became a senator just to bring her down, proves that wrong because he joins that team.
I was hoping he was going to tell me like She-Hulk pops up and arrest. We
No,
got you now.
no. Julia
That'd have been
Louis-Dreyfus,
cool.
yeah, no. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who bought the Avengers Tower and is putting these guys, the new Avengers, in the Avengers Tower. And they all immediately agree to be Avengers for her as the new Avengers.
When are we getting Young Avengers take on the new Avengers?
Well, here's the thing, and then the post-credit scene, right? They're going by Avengers with a Z because Sam Wilson is suing them for copyright over the term Avengers.
What?
The
Pretty sure Nick
Falcon
Fury
/
came up
Captain
with that.
America is suing the new Avengers for the copyright of the name The Avengers.
All right. That angers me. I'm kicking you off the show.
Well, where's his standing?
Right, exactly. But
Nick Fury created that. It's all his.
I agree, but he's suing them for copyright.
And if anyone would have copyrighted it, would have been Tony Stark. And ergo, Peter Parker has to copyright. That makes no sense.
And then they obviously do the hint to the Fantastic Four, but it's like it feels like it's the spoiler for the end of Fantastic Four. And they filmed this post-credit scene 3 weeks ago, before the movie came out. 3 weeks ago.
That's good. So who's Peter Parker? He doesn't exist for most people in the universe. Hey, most of the characters don't exist for anyone else in the universe because all these superheroes are in this stupid city.
Right. And so now there's so many different elements and questions that connect to this. Of you have Daredevil and everything that happened with Daredevil.
Which
Daredevil, Punisher, Kingpin, She-Hulk, anybody who's stationed in New York just experienced all their worst experiences ever.
Yeah.
She-Hulk's in LA.
Oh, she's in LA. Okay.
Which would have been a great tie-in to the Daredevil thing when this would have happened. They're sitting there going like that and like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. Blah 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 blah. You know.
And
I'm still gonna bring up the Young Avengers thing because my god, if they're not gonna do this, they had all these. They set all these characters up to be the Young Avengers. By the time they get around to doing this, they're going to be in their 30s. It's not going to be the Young Avengers anymore.
Well, they have like 60 actors casted for Doomsday or whatever the next Avengers movie. Literally, it's like 60 named characters that I have no idea how the fuck you're gonna get any screen time for half of these characters. But like all these named characters are in the movie.
Yep.
But it's so dumb. One, it doesn't make any fucking sense for Bucky to be on this team, this new Avengers team, at all. You have a movie that's centered around these characters having depression and dealing with their emotions, and the only person that gets emotional resolution to any of this doesn't remember he has his emotional resolution. And then you have to also factor in Echo exists in this world,
Yes.
and she has the ability to fix people's traumas
Mm-hmm.
and mental illnesses
Yes.
as a character.
Yes.
So you have a thematic story about trauma and dealing with the past and working through your negative feelings with a character that exists that can just do that, who's based in New York.
Yeah.
So
Which would have been cool, especially if they showed Kingpin work that deal out.
right, like there's so many options of things they could have done, but they
God.
just didn't do it.
Which would have made him even
So
scarier if he would have like, no, he's got to stay here for the treatment with Echo, and Kingpin has Bob, right? That'd be
and
dangerous.
Right.
if he's suing for copyright, does he need a lawyer? Like a blind
Right?
lawyer?
Matt Murdock is there.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if that was supposed to be She-Hulk season 2 with, She-Hulk supposed to, going after the Avengers for the copyright. That would have been the whole season. If that would have been season 2, I'm for that. That's hilarious. I'd have watched that.
My favorite comment I saw is, so you're telling me that Sam Wilson got the copyright to Avengers, but he couldn't get a loan for a shrimp boat?
Oh, goddamn.
Because that was one of the starting factors in Falcon and Winter Soldier. He couldn't get a loan to save his family's shrimp boat, even though he's a fucking Avenger.
Which is great. Right. And if you have the copyright to Avengers, like, dude, that's nothing. Like, throw it out, start selling it.
And it's basically these characters that went through this deep traumatic issues, and they immediately sell out. They literally, the mid-credit scene is that the whole Wheaties box thing.
Yeah.
They actually did that in the show. But it says Avengers with a Z. And it's the Red Guardian trying to get this woman in the thing to see that he's a new Avenger. So it's like,
you let the Red Guardian be classified as a
you have two people that are known Russian sleeper agents or super soldiers, and you're telling me the government didn't know where the fuck they were? You're telling me that you did the Winter Soldier and the Red Guardian are known Russian spies and super soldiers?
Just let him walk around. Let him walk around. No scroll on him at all. No scroll.
Nothing.
Watching them. I bet they even mentioned a scroll once this whole movie.
Hell no. Why would they reference the scrolls? And it's like,
I thought they cleared that all up with that great and wonderful series.
oh no, they're the fact that Emilia Clarke exists in this universe as Gaia, as a person who has every single power of every Avenger ever, including the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Which isn't that she has power. She makes her arm look like Drax. It's just Drax's arm. And,
tattoos.
Yeah, with all the tattoos and shit. So it's
and no Maria Hill, because that's just
no.
we had to get rid of her apparently.
Yeah.
No, of course not. You gotta get rid of as many interesting characters as possible so that we can make room for these other not interesting characters.
God.
Right. It's like
so we could have got Agent Coulson back with Skrull though.
Yeah. There's so many things that we could have gotten that we just didn't get. And we're probably never gonna get. Because these
Coulson's still around. That's the thing. That's what really irritates me is Coulson's still
That's
around
true
too. as a like live model decoy, basically.
Yeah, sword agent. So are you telling me Sword is just in outer space watching this all happen? Like, damn, that's effed up.
Well, Sword is actually trying to get what's it? Vision, the new Vision. He's got the new Vision running around.
Yeah. Just watching that. That's a
Vision Quest. He's getting his own show.
Of course,
Vision Quest.
The leader of Sword did get arrested, so I don't know what happened to that. Yeah.
It's the fact that they're doing Vision and Star-Lord, it's obvious that they don't know what to do with Star-Lord now that he doesn't have a Guardians of the Galaxy to really fall back on. So they're just putting him in as many things as possible. without any of the other characters.
I don't know. Yeah, it was a stupid idea to have Gamora like forget everything. That was dumb. That was dumb. No one wanted that. Could have had it.
There's so much.
They could have just played them off and did like happy ending and had them show it off and do stuff. But nope, nope. Can't have that.
Yeah, no, it's for
and we need more. I would of all the characters in the MCU, I want more Mantis, and they're just gonna just let her walk away and not do anything else, right?
Yep, she's gone. Don't worry, Reinhold. We're getting a Wonder Man show. Do you even know
Tom
who
is one of the
Wonder
best
Man is?
characters. Oh, I just love her. It's
like,
I know Wonder Man. I'm just
I know. Yeah, but it's just like it's and like apparently.
God, can you imagine a Mantis Wong show? Okay.
So apparently, allegedly, according to what people are saying, that this Avengers movie is supposed to be happening at the same time as the next Spider-Man movie. So a bunch of Spider-Man people, the actors aren't in that movie because they're supposed to be happening at the same time as that movie.
Okay.
And it could be interesting, but I don't trust these writers at all, so they would never get this right.
Nope.
And the fact that apparently the Punisher is supposed to be in the Spider-Man show, I mean the Spider-Man movie, and I'm just like, they're not going to do Punisher. They haven't been doing Punisher right at all already in the MCU.
Correct.
Why would they put him with Spider-Man? It just makes it all worse.
It's Phil Spider-Man. It's not Spider-Man. It's Phil Spider-Man. It's a new character. You're getting trolled on that.
God, that would have been a better Thunderbolts movie. They just had like, we don't know who this guy is, and it's the Punisher trying to get them all taken out. That would have
that would have been really cool.
And if he was teamed up with U.S. Agent, oh man.
Where was Hulk Wars supposed to be in this thing? Are we doing the Hulk Wars?
No, like it's gonna be a part of Doomsday.
How's that come in?
Man, what they're doing is they're going to make they're gonna try to do Secret Wars, which was like a big Doom planet where you put a bunch of different continuities together. So they're gonna do that, and it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
I thought Secret Wars was the last that crappy series that they did.
Yeah, that's Secret War. They're making Secret Wars with an S. Reinhold is different.
With a Z because of copyright.
That's so it's so fucking stupid. The new Avengers with a Z. Oh my god. It's so fucking dumb. And like, it's like the way they hint at the end of the movie basically spoils the end of the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
In the post-credit scene.
How so?
Because the new Avengers are in the Avengers Tower. They're looking at new Black Widow, for whatever reason, is looking at the screen and she sees space, particles happening. And then it cuts to a shot in the sky, and out of nowhere is a spaceship that just appears and it has the Fantastic Four logo on it. Meaning, so Galactus wins. And they run away. To this
they defeat Galactus and they just come chill out.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Honestly,
there's a disturbance in the universe. So it's like, so the whole reason they're doing
part of defeating Galactus, he throws him.
I honestly I'm okay with the idea of the Fantastic Four losing to Galactus and coming.
Right, I would be too.
If done right.
Right, but I don't trust them to do it right. But also, it fits with the whole. The people are thinking that that can't be it, is because all the trailers and stuff are supposed to be like happy and energetic and they're the best heroes. It's obviously setting up they're going to fail. Yeah. And then that's what their arc's going to be in the Doomsday, whatever, is that Reed Richards figures out who he really is and defeats Doom.
You saw the meme on why Galactus is coming to Earth, right?
Oh, because he's tired of Pedro Pascal being and stuff?
Yeah.
Don't worry. He's not even in one of those shows anymore.
I know. Which is vindication for a lot of gamers going like, see, we told you it was a stupid plot line. Look, the TV audience agrees.
Yeah, it's bad. But yeah,
I know. We're not
just wait till Pedro Pascal's in Doomsday as a character.
I mean, yeah, obviously he's going to be because he's Mr. Fantastic. He's going to be the main character. He's going to be.
It'll be a crossover with his character in Wonder Woman. So.
But yeah, no, we're just at this point where I feel like this movie got a lot of passes from people because even though there's a lot of issues that we have because we care about the continuity and stuff and think a lot of the shit they're doing is dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
they actually have really good actors being characters. Like David Arbor basically eats every scene that he's in because he's playing a goofy version of this character, so he's just going all out being David Arbor. And then like Wyatt Russell is a good actor. like U.S. Agent being Wyatt Russell he's a really good actor, and if they let him be an actual hero, and didn't fucking make him go from joining this person to be a hero again to him looking at his traumatic memories, him looking at a newspaper article of his downfall and his wife leaving him with his kid and putting him in as like this. They're like, yeah, he's a fucking loser. See, he sucks. 3 medals of honor. Jumped up 4 grenades. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Saved a bunch of people under duress. Killed a terrorist from murdering people. Yeah, fuck that guy.
It's like Vietnam vets coming home and getting spit on. That's the same thing. Right?
Yeah.
It's worse. This is worse because it's a movie. This is not real life, which makes me sad.
Yeah. If it's in real life, that's just depressing. And in the movie, I can bitch about how they accidentally wrote the best character they wrote after Endgame.
God, that would have been a better movie. It's.
The worst part is like when they go back through the void portal, instead of showing everybody's individual traumas, they only focused on Black Widow's sister, which isn't very. It was just like, oh, Red Room. This man, fucking U.S. agent, watched his best friend die. You're telling me that we don't get to see him confront his best friend who died on his watch, and he blamed himself for his best friend's death? You're telling me you don't get that? we don't get to see Bucky deal with his actual trauma of the shit that he had to deal with as a fucking sleeper agent who literally assassinated a president, a sitting president. It's like,
man, damn.
I mean, he was sitting at the time, yeah.
Ghost basically was on the brink of death over and over again because of a traumatic experience of her being ripped apart by quantum particles. And we get, oh, she hid and got a girl caught in the red room, and then she made a gun faster than everybody else. So we're gonna focus on her instead of all these other characters with way more traumatic and interesting stories to tell.
Yeah. God damn.
But yeah, no. People are giving it a pass because the actors are good and it actually has a theme and a semi coherent plot.
Right.
And people are like, oh, but they're talking about mental illness though. But it's like the most surface level conversation about depression you could get. So it's just like, cool. Can you go any deeper at all and actually show people deal with the real trauma and stuff? Like, no, she just said she wants to die a bunch of times, and then she just doesn't anymore after having a conversation with the guy she sees as her dad.
But didn't they already deal with trauma with Scarlet Witch?
I mean, there's a bunch of characters they deal with trauma with.
True.
Thor. Like Iron Man 2 is literally him dealing with Iron Man 3 is him dealing with the fact that he almost died in fucking space And everything he does after that is him dealing with the trauma of him almost dying in space. That is his whole character.
And the WandaVision, the whole thing is about her trauma, and then she goes on to further spill that trauma out in the movie,
right?
Badly,
and hurt people,
but still,
right? And like, but that nobody's talking about, the fact that nobody brings up, hey, there was a guy who was all black, like literally like a void of light, who turned people into shadows.
Yes.
And they all came back.
Who's that?
We're not going to address this. And also, most of these people would go to jail. They would be in jail for the people they murdered.
Yeah.
Black Widow literally shoots 2 people in the head in this movie. Ghost kills Taskmaster in this movie. And they shit on John Walker for killing a terrorist. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah. All right. Well, and on that bombshell, I think we're going to wrap this thing up. If you've been this far in the episode, you are a true key holder, and I'd like to thank you. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's go. So, what's really screwed up? Wanda fell in love with Tony Stark's LLM. Okay. Yeah. Pretty much. So she technically fell in love with Tony Stark, which would have been a better plot line that she was going after Tony's kid. But anyways.
Actually, it was his dad's chauffeur, wasn't it? Or butler or whatever.
Yeah, driver.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh, that also was a better plot line. Her trying to go back in time to go get the real chauffeur, go to the source code to make Vision again. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, made it this deep into the episode. We did almost 2 hours, and a lot longer than I wanted to go. But that movie sucked so much.
Why you gave me reins to talk about something?
Movie sucks so bad. So to the 350 plus of you guys who download this podcast every week, I thank you. I wish you guys something to come in, watch us live, for which we are 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/wearelibertarians, letter R, and on youtube.com/wearelibertarians, ARE. But I get it. But anyways, thank you everyone, and say goodbye.
Bye everyone.